Russian President Vladimir Putin is visiting Budapest today to meet Hungarian Prime Minister Viktor Orban. The two leaders share a common disdain for Western liberal values and have maintained a special relationship, even as the EU implemented sanctions against Moscow over Russia's annexation of Crimea. Gabor Tanakis reports.
Russian President Vladimir Putin's meeting with Hungarian Prime Minister Viktor Orban in Budapest consolidates a relationship that Brussels finds troubling. The two leaders have met at least once a year since 2014. The deepening bond goes against the punitive measures and sanctions imposed by the EU on Moscow over its annexation of Crimea.
There was a Putin-Orban meeting every year, and there was a year when they have met twice. The number of visits is disproportionate to the country's regional and European role. There are a lot of more meetings between the two. Then it would be reasonable based on Hungary's economical power.
Putin's relations with other European leaders plummeted amid the conflict in eastern Ukraine. Since then, Putin has visited Budapest more than all EU capitals combined.
Putin can demonstrate to the Russian public that the EU member states' views on Russia differ. That despite the events in 2014, he is still welcome in the EU. For Viktor Orban, these meetings are helpful to demonstrate Hungary's role as a bridge between the EU and the East, namely Russia.
Wednesday's meeting has two main topics: economic ties, primarily the renewal of the gas supply contract that will expire in 2021. The other issue is the financial framework of the country's new nuclear power plant, which was built by Russia and funded by a loan from Moscow. Budapest wants to renegotiate what it sees as the unfavorable terms of the deal.
Well, Gabor is in Budapest for us now, and we can speak to him live. Good morning to you. How will Brussels, the EU, be viewing this sort of renewed commitment to this special relationship that Russia and Hungary obviously have?
Well, Europe is already cautious about Orban's relationship with Putin and other autocratic regimes. It is quite evident that, and he's quite open about it, that he's sort of helping these countries from within the EU. But everybody trusts that Orban will not cross any important boundaries while doing so, because first, he did so until now. So he never crossed any boundaries, didn't veto the sanctions on Russia, didn't veto, in the end, the declaration against Turkey because of the attack on Syria. So, and it is also the interest of these allies, so Turkey, Russia, and so on, not to ruin his position, Orban's position within the EU, because he would lose his influence if it would be, he would openly defy the European consensus. So it is a situation that is good for everyone. They have an ally within the EU, and Orban can show off his ties with important world political figures. And everybody trusts that the situation will not change.